let's kickstart with our first teller of the day. Let me just spotlight you. We have Shilpa Mehta, who's logging in from Jaipur, India. Welcome, Shilpa. Welcome to Storytelling Sessions. Please introduce yourself fully and share a story with us.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining in today. I am Shilpa Mehta from Jaipur, and I'm really thankful to Dr. Eric Miller for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful festival again. Today, I'm sharing The Little Mermaid by Hans Andersen, which I have adapted to retell. Underneath the ocean was a kingdom, and in that kingdom was a family of mermaids. There was the mother mermaid and her 7 daughters. Lily was the youngest of 7. She may have been small and young, but her joy was larger than life. Now, each of these 7 daughters were born exactly 365 days after the other. They all shared the same birth date, but not the same age. And that's very important because when a mermaid turned 15, she was allowed to swim up to the surface, breaking the ocean waters to have a look at the human world for the first time. She swims back down and shares the stories of what she has seen. For many years, Lily heard stories of people, festivities, music, and dancing, and she just could not wait. Then it was her turn. She swam up to the surface and broke the ocean waters. She saw the human world for the first time. She saw people, carriages, horses, and right nearby, there was a boat. On the boat, a celebration was going on. There were people, music, dance. That was how she wanted to spend the night, just listening and observing. She listened and observed so much that she did not notice that the sun was beginning to set, and as soon as the darkness passed over the ocean, there were bursts of fireworks, red, blue, orange, yellow, and white with lightning. They had so much fun celebrating that neither Lily nor the people on the ship seemed to notice the dark black clouds rolling in. The water was upset and angry. And if Lily had not been a mermaid, she would have drowned. The storm quickly overtook the ship. Some of the sailors got to the shore either by swimming or grabbing onto debris. Luckily, there were a couple of lifeboats. Some were not so lucky. That's when Lily sprang into action. She swam and pulled 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 sailors out of the water. When she pulled the 5th sailor, she noticed that he was around her age. She pulled him onto sand and looked at him. He had dark hair curling around his face. The white shirt he was wearing clung to his muscles. She was mesmerized. Oh, she could stare at him for eternity as she wanted more than anything for him to open his eyes and see her. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. But before he could, or before she could do anything further, a woman and her friends came from the temple to the beach to tend the young man. Well, Lily knew the consequences if she got caught. So she jumped back into the ocean and swam down all the way back to her kingdom. Her sisters were worried about her. Where have you been? We have been waiting for you. What did you see? Oh, I saw wonderful things. I saw music and dancing. There was a storm. There were sailors in the water, and I put them ashore. Her sisters were so enthralled by her story. But Lily could not stop thinking about the man, about how all she wanted to do was just to be near and be around him. So she went to her mother. Mom, how long do humans live? Do they live as long as mermaids? Dear, humans don't live long as mermaids. Mermaids live 300 years and then we dissolve into sea foam. We cease to exist, whereas humans have a much shorter lifespan. Because they have a shorter lifespan, they were granted a soul. Some things mermaids don't have. And when humans die, their soul ascends to heaven where they live for eternity. Hmm. And the more she thought about it, the more upset she was. She didn't want to watch that young man spend his whole life and then die, and she will never be able to see him again. So she went to the person who could solve the problem, the sea witch, who had an answer for every problem. She had poems for sad days, songs for happy days, potions for problems, remedies for sickness, and just anything you can imagine. So Lily went to her and told her about her problem. Ah, hmm. So, do you want to watch him for all of his days or do you want to be near him? I want to be human. Is that possible for a mermaid to be human so that I can go and be with him? I don't know him, but I know that I love him more than anything. Please, please, I want to be human. The sea witch nodded and she swam over to her big shelf having potions. Potions of different colors and sizes. Some were bubbling, some were completely still. Some seemed solid, some had stuff floating in it. She picked up a potion, gave it to Lily. This will turn you into a human. But there is one condition and three things you need to know. The condition is that you will be human. As he falls in love with you, some of his soul will be parted into you. And then you will be able to live for eternity. But if he falls in love with someone else, the dawn after the night of their marriage, you will dissolve into sea foam and cease to exist. And the three things you need to know. The first is that this potion will give you legs, but it will feel as though a sword is ripping through you. The pain will be unbearable, but you will have legs. The second is that when you will dance more gracefully, more beautifully than any human has ever been able to do. But it will feel as though you were dancing on 1,000 tiny knives. And the third is that every portion comes with a price. I just can't give this to you. What is the price? You see, it's different for everyone. But for you, my little mermaid, it's your voice. You have the most beautiful voice anyone has ever heard. You have the voice that comes around once in a generation. That's the price of the potion. The most desirable voice for the potion you most desire. Are you willing to pay the price? Oh, yes. Yes, of course, yes. Anything to be human, anything to be near him. The sea witch swam over to Lily. She stroked her face and cut her tongue, silencing her forever. She then handed the potion and said, remember, you have to swim to the surface because once you drink the potion, it will turn you human and you will no longer be able to breathe underwater. Lily just did that. She swam to the surface where the kingdom was. She dragged herself onto the sand and happily drank the potion, thinking of a new life. Immediately, the pain started. It felt like she was being torn from the inside. It felt as though a knife was being taken from her throat to the tip of her tail, and she passed out from the pain. When she woke up, she saw him. The man had come to the beach to see what was going on. He was taken aback by her beauty and grace. He took her to the palace. Now, Lily was not able to talk to him, but she was able to offer him something much more valuable: listening ears. She became her confidant. She danced to bring him joy. They had such wonderful times. She became his companion. They went on outings together. He adored her. But he adored her as one would do to a pet and not as one would adore a person. And that is as far as their relationship was able to grow. It hurt Lily, but she was able to be around him, and that's all she ever really wanted. Until the day came when the prince's parents announced that he would be having an arranged to the neighboring princess. He went to Lily. There's no way that I could marry that neighboring princess. I don't know her, so I could never love her. I can't do this. The only person I will ever love is the person who saved me. And she is the temple woman who saved me when my ship was sinking and I was drowning. She's the only one that I could ever love. But his parents wouldn't hear another word until he at least met the girl. Well, so he agreed to meet her. When he saw her, ah, she was the temple woman. She was the neighboring princess. That day she had come with her maids to the temple. And he said, yes, yes, of course I will marry you, of course. How could I not marry you? You saved my life. They had a beautiful wedding on a boat. Lily was invited. She stood in a dark corner of the boat near the ocean watching the wedding celebration. Sobbing, she was in despair. I hate that I gave up my voice for legs. I hate that I put myself through so much pain for a man who never loved me. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. For a moment, she even hated him. Him. He was the reason that she had put herself through all of that pain. He was the reason. And now she will never be able to see her family again. She would turn to sea foam and cease to exist. But just at that moment, her six sisters popped up from the ocean. Each of them had cut their hair very short. Lily, the sea witch, has told us everything. She has a solution to the problem. We have cut all our hair for this dagger. This dagger will let you back into the ocean. All you have to do is to kill him and let the blood drip onto your feet. And then you can join us forever. You will not have your voice back, but at least you will be with your family. Lily took the dagger and went into the marriage chamber. She saw the bride lying in the bed. You claim to be a savior, but you saved no one. You are a liar. And then she turned to the prince. Oh, she was ready. She remembered all the good times that she had spent with him. No, I can't do that. I can't kill him. I still love him. So she walked out next to the boat and jumped in the ocean. She turned to sea foam, but she did not cease to exist. She felt the warm sun on her face, heard the birds and lapping of the water on the boat, and found herself to be surrounded by spirits. They said, "We are the daughters of air, and you have been granted a second chance. 300 years is what it takes. You will have to do a good deed every day for 300 years, and you will be given mortality." And that is exactly what Lily did. Thank you.
Thank you, Shilpa. The story of love in the month of Valentine, an interesting choice, I must say.
Thank you.
Lovely telling, interesting way the way you shared the entire story and what Lily went through. Opening it up to the audience, any thoughts, ideas, what you liked about Shilpa's telling and story? Yes, Veena, please go ahead.
Wonderful storytelling as always, Shilpa. Love your storytelling. The way you take pauses in between. You come close to the screen. I've often seen you do that. That makes a lot of difference. I love this story a lot. And the learnings that we learn. For love, people go to any extent without even thinking about the consequences. Later, when they realize, so I love this story a lot. Wonderful storytelling. Loved your narrative and your expressions.
Thank you so
So
much.
much. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else?
It was really good. I was expecting what is going to happen at the end.
A
Thank
fantasy story which may be unbelievable, but she made it so believable, and I really enjoyed the way it was told. So now I come to the conclusion that it could be any story that is told, but if it is told well, you can enjoy any kind of story. So that is one very good point for Shilpa to have told the story. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Indra, for those warm words. Anybody else? Shilpa, I want to ask you, I think I have heard you tell stories a lot of times, but somehow I feel I've only heard you tell your own stories. I'm not sure if I've heard you tell, any
Yes.
other authored story. So why this story, or what brought you closer to the story?
Well, actually, when I was researching, I thought, let me choose a love story, but I didn't want to go in for regular love story. So why this story spoke to me that, at times we love someone, but we are unable to tell how much we love or how we feel about them, and we are happy for them, and we try to show that we are happy for them in public, whereas inside we are totally broken. So I felt that this story had this essence, so that was the reason of choosing this story.
Okay, all right. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Okay, with that, that's a big thank you to you, Shilpa. Thanks for
Thank
sharing
you
the
so
Little
much.
Mermaid with us.
Thank you.